Hey everybody, Ray here. I want to show you what I think is one of the best and the best value dust collection system that you can get with a dust separator and hoses to connect to your shop vac. So let me first be very transparent about how I came upon this kit here. First of all, I had bought this quick click hose extension system from Centex Systems Company. And this is a 20-foot hose, and it's got these quick connect ends on it, quick click they call it, and it allows me to connect all of these adapters that will fit the ports of all of my small power tools. I really thought this was a great value, and I made a little video about that. I'll list that video below. I sent that video to the Centex company. They noticed the dust collection system I was using and thought theirs was better, and they sent it to me to review and give them my opinion. That video is also listed below. Now, when they sent me that, they sent me one of their top tier systems, which includes a stainless steel container where all of the dust goes into. And it's really, really great. I love it. But you know what? It cost about $300 by the time you put everything together. And that's kind of expensive for most of us DIY guys that are just working on the weekends. Well, looking at their different systems, what I was able to come up with was buying their dust separator kit that includes an extension hose, and I don't remember what the length is, but I'll find that out and I'll put it on the screen. It contains all of these adapters, and it also contains a 10-foot hose to connect the dust separator to your shop vac. And it has different sizes to fit both the large and the small shop vac inlets and outlets. So in order to make this a really cost-effective system, and when I tell you the price, I think you're going to be really surprised, what we're going to do is mount this on a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket. Just like that. And so what I'm going to do is quickly show you how I made the mount to fit this onto this bucket. Hey, let me interrupt with some great information. I just heard from the people at the Centex company. They've decided to give me a 20% off coupon to share with you. So stick around to the end of the video. I will give you both that coupon code and their website information. Now the first thing we want to do is create a support to go under the lid of the bucket. I had a piece of 1/4-inch plywood laying around that was already cut in a circle. So what I did was I measured and used a compass to draw a line for roughly 4.5 inches around the center. Then I used a string to get the outside diameter of the circle. And I just did that by using a pencil and a string, measured 5.25 inches from the nail, so when I went all the way around, the actual diameter would be 10.5 inches. Next, I used a 5/16 bit to drill a hole to be able to start my jigsaw. I used the jigsaw to cut the hole in the middle. And then I followed up by using the jigsaw to cut around the outside of the diameter. I took my not very perfectly cut support piece and centered it on the lid, and then drew on the lid where I needed to cut it out. I used a razor knife to cut the middle portion out of the lid. It took a couple of passes, but I got it done. So we have our support ring cut out here, and here's our lid, and it has the hole cut in on it. And essentially, you want to make sure that that hole is big enough such that in this particular case, with the quick click system, it'll actually fit down right inside of that. And then you fit your support piece right in there like that. Now it's time to mount these pieces. So once we have it fitted on there, we need to mark our holes to put the 4 bolts in that'll hold this together. Pretty easy. We're just going to take a marker here, get those holes marked. So I've lined up my support piece and my lid so the hole matches. Now I'm going to use a 5/16 drill bit and drill through these into a sacrificial piece of wood that I've put underneath here. Now, bearing in mind that my circles are just not perfect, so what I want to do is make sure that I line these holes up exactly the way they are, because if I spin the bottom, for example, in a different place in the top, they may very well not line up. So I'm just going to simply take one of these holes here, and I'm going to mark it on the plastic, and then I'm going to mark inside that wooden circle that will go inside of the lid. So once you get all of your Allen head bolts pushed through there, tighten up your nuts, it should look something like this. I have found before, using the dust deputy, which also you can attach to a 5-gallon bucket, that a stress point occurs right in here as this flexes up and down, and eventually it can crack this lid. So I recommend that you go ahead and go through the trouble of putting this piece on there. If you don't want to, try it without it and see what happens. As I recall, I operated for quite a while before it finally cracked that lid. All right, we're ready to test this out. We are starting with a completely clean shop vac container. And I've got some dust setting up there on the workbench. And we're going to clean that off. And we'll see how well this does. It's separating the dust and leaving very little to nothing, hopefully, in the shop vac container. Now bear in mind that I have this connected up to a 20-foot hose here and a 10-foot hose going to the vacuum. So that's going to cause a little bit more resistance and might reduce our efficiency very slightly. You can see the separator here doing its job. Now let's see how well the separator did its job and see how much sawdust got into our shop vac here. That's incredible. I think the answer is pretty much none. So there isn't even any fine powder in there. Okay, let's check the bucket under the separator, because in theory that's where all of the dust is. Now, one thing I will tell you is, if you've got these 5-gallon buckets, I've already done this, but you can get these little tools at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you buy your bucket. And you just put that under the lid and it'll ratchet that thing up, and that lid will come off a lot easier for you. I don't know, it's $4 or $5, well worth it. But here's all the dust that we picked up off of that workbench there. So the separator clearly did what it's supposed to do. Okay, so let's wrap this thing up. You get a fabulous product. I think it's as good as or better than any dust separator that I've used in the past. You're going to get this at a great price. This kit comes with the separator. It comes with a 10-foot hose to connect to your shop vac. It comes with an extension hose. It also comes with all of these adapters that will fit to small power tools. For example, here's one that's on my Bosch orbital sander, and it fits it just perfectly. Now, go out and compare these to other items. Don't take my word for it. Look at the Dust Deputy and what you would get with a Dust Deputy for the price I'm going to tell you about. Go look at the Dust Stopper. See what you get with the Dust Stopper. You're going to get all of this for about $120, about $125 if you include the fact that you have to go out and buy a bucket and you have to do a little work to make the bucket work with the dust separator. I hope you liked this video. If it was helpful for you, hey, hit me with that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Okay, thanks for making it all the way through the video. And now for the coupon code that I think they made kind of easy for me, because the coupon code is right here, and that coupon code will give you 20% off your entire order when you order from centexsystems.com. That's www.centexsystems.com. The items that I talked about here you would find in the quick click area of their website. But I would encourage you to look at all of the other areas in their website because they truly have some great products. I will put the specific product that I recommended down in the description below so it'll be easier for you to find it. But hurry, because this is only good for the first 100 people that use that coupon.